is the Chair Shot Reality Summer Tour of 2016 kicking off here as we're stepping out of the studio, enjoying the summer, and what better way to start than on Cinco de Mayo. You're dressing down. Cinco de Mayo weekend, and we are here at Squirrel Hill Sports Bar in the Squirrel Hill district of Pittsburgh. If you are around Squirrel Hill, get here on Thursdays as we're filming. Josh Eisenberg, myself, Vernell Hunt, Brian Goulash. It's a rotating cast, but one thing is for certain, Josh. We're going to do what we do, and that's give the reality.
We're entertaining people. It's Cinco de Mayo was yesterday. We're here. We're stepping out. We're enjoying some drinks. It's going to be a very fun summer, and it's going to be a very fun summer because the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns is going into another pay-per-view against AJ Styles, which is the fan favorite. People are loving AJ Styles. You see the match at Payback. I beg this question to you. Is this Roman Reigns coming out party? Was Payback the match that people needed to see from Roman Reigns?
I think so. I think it was one of the better maybe the best Roman Reigns match I've seen since he's been a single star at this level. I mean, when Stone Cold Steve Austin praises it the way he did for Roman Reigns, I think that means something. Who's going to question Stone Cold Steve Austin? And I think a big key, obviously, is AJ Styles. I mean, it takes two to tango. It all depends on how good your dance partner is. And AJ Styles, he's been able to work any style with anybody, no pun intended, all around the world. I think he brought the best out of Roman Reigns, and that's also a look, too. This might be one of the best positions Roman Reigns has been in terms of a story, in terms of he has the title, he is now the man, he has AJ Styles chasing after him, who is arguably the best in the world. He's then got his buddies that are trying to help him, even though he doesn't want the help. I think it benefits in a lot of ways. I think this is definitely a coming out for Roman Reigns.
Well, I think Roman Reigns put on the best match that I've probably seen in some time from him in WWE, because for the longest time, people loved Roman Reigns because he was part of the Shield, and he was part of the splash moves that Seth Rollins gave us, and then Ambrose did the dirty work in the middle, and then Reigns came back, and Reigns was the guy that everybody was like, oh, here's the big spear, here's the power guy. As he became a singles competitor, they really stripped him down of his physicality because it wasn't quick impact, quick emotion. It was him trying to work a 15-minute match, and sometimes that didn't quite connect with the crowd. But this connected with the crowd. Was it his dance partner? It takes two to tango. I got the best tag team partner over here. Well, actually, Renell's not here yet, but I will say that Roman Reigns came out at Payback, and I expect him to do more at Extreme Rules, because when you have a guy as good as Roman Reigns physically in the ring with so much power, the stipulations, whatever stipulation it is, whether it's an Extreme Rules match, which I believe it is, that gives him more creativity to make his big splash moves on a guy like AJ Styles.
Well, and I think something that worked with AJ Styles that we haven't got to see Roman Reigns do with Triple H, with Brock Lesnar, and those are the two other highest profile singles opponents he's had. I talked about this a little bit on Triple Live Radio, the articulation of why certain fans think Roman Reigns can't wrestle, and this applies to some of the other bigger guys, is pace.
Yeah.
Certain wrestling fans, because they get to see Ring of Honor, because they get to see New Japan, because they get to see Cesaro Kevin Owens match early on Raw, they don't want rest holds. They don't want to slow down. They want to constantly see something happening.
Well, they want spot after spot after spot. They don't want the psychology in the ring unless you're an actual wrestler like a Daniel Bryan.
Well, yeah, and I think AJ Styles found a way to do a Roman Reigns type match in terms of playing to some of Roman's big spots, his signatures. But AJ Styles also said, come on, boy, we're going to do this my way. And it was a great match.
And that's the best thing about AJ Styles, as we've seen in WWE, but even in Ring of Honor, even in TNA, he's put on some great matches that people might not have seen. AJ Styles, for lack of a better term, carries matches at his pace. And his pace isn't punch, 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 big suplex, punch, 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 like a guy's like, in a way, Brock Lesnar before he came back and established Suplex City, or even Roman Reigns whenever he was first champion against Sheamus, but that was so easy because Sheamus is such a natural heel. AJ Styles directs the pace of the match because of his athleticism and his agility in the ring. Whether it's a Pele kick or whether it's a 450 splash off the top, those moves right there give those wow factors, those splash moments, and it might not be the fastest paced match where it gets sloppy, but it's steady, it's consistent, and it builds to a higher, bigger picture. Looking at the rest of the next couple of weeks for Extreme Rules, you have the Usos, you have Gallows and Anderson. What happens next? How do you develop this into Extreme Rules, and what is the ultimate goal for Roman Reigns?
Well, I think this Bullet Club saga, as I'll call it, is great. I think it's the finish overall, so simple, don't have to even say anything. It's all right there. It's a classic kind of finish of AJ hit him with the chair. No, I don't want to hit him with a chair. And then you got hit because you stalled too. It was great. I think ultimately what needs to happen here is, in terms of Roman Reigns, it's got to be a case of, if they're still determined to book Roman Reigns more as a babyface, even though he's playing the I'm the guy thing, if they still want him to be booked as the heroic, take no prisoners babyface, obviously he has to overcome the numbers game. Again, it has to be a case of AJ Styles, Anderson, Gallows putting those numbers against him. Maybe even they injure the Usos on the Go Home Raw before Extreme Rules, so that way they're out of the picture. So Roman truly is all by himself.
But the only problem with that is if you eliminate the Usos and Roman's one versus all his gimmick, if it's just him in Extreme Rules, doesn't that ultimately make AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson weaker if Styles doesn't win the championship?
Well, that's the other side of the coin that we haven't now.
Because I think a lot of people know that AJ Styles isn't going to win the championship at the Extreme Rules.
Well, and I think the other thing to consider is, well, obviously, what does is AJ Styles going to end up with these guys? I don't think he is. I think AJ Styles remains a babyface ultimately, and eventually Gallows and Anderson turn on him. They get tired of him not wanting their help and whatever. So at the end of the day, it could be AJ Styles. It might be at Extreme Rules where the Gallows and Anderson go to help AJ, and AJ attacks them and says, "Get out of my business." And at that point, AJ and Roman are the two baby faces just trying to fight off this outside force.
And I would like that if the lingering question out there of when is Finn Balor going to debut, he has to align himself with Gallows and Anderson. He's obviously going to get that face pop. There's no way you debut Finn Balor as a bad guy.
I know, but we're sitting and waiting for Finn, and I'm just at the point now where I'm wondering.
But it's not been that long of a wait for him. I mean, Gallows and Anderson only debuted.
Let's just say that the speculation has been hot and heavy for a very quick time here
because of how over he got in NXT and how creative his character has been.
Which we all want to see Finn Balor, but I think the thing is, you're right. There's no way around it. He's going to get babyface pop. So I almost think you have to wait. Whatever Anderson and Gallows are going to do here, I think it might even be a case of where you wait for Finn until later in the summer, because Gallows and Anderson need to handle all this business with AJ. Do whatever, and then let Finn come later. Right now, the focus is AJ Styles, and I think AJ Styles ultimately does not align with them. Yeah. They then attack AJ, they attack Roman, and it's a case of where Roman probably still has the title when this is all said and done, but there's the handshake of Roman and AJ. Maybe WWE powers to be hope that handshake somehow rubs off of an endorsement on Roman. It probably won't work, but I think that's
the only face endorsement that Roman Reigns can get is from Seth Rollins.
And he's due back in a certain time. We'll be talking about that, of course. As the summer goes on. It is our CSR Summer Tour. Check us out on WrestleZone. Check us out on YouTube. Squirrel Hill Sports Bar. We thank them very much. It's a great place here. Check them out. We're here every single Thursday filming, so if you get to the Pittsburgh area, you can come talk some wrestling with Josh, myself, and the rest of the crew. We got plenty more this weekend. Don't go anywhere.